Okay. All right. Who's here live with me? Who's here? Who's here? Who's here? Can I move this any closer? I can't. Okay, that's fine. All right, guys. Divi here, and welcome to, for the time being, the final episode of Film Student School. I am your host, Dark Spider David, and yeah, this should be a good one because it's a little bit of a momentous occasion. You know, it's pretty something, pretty something. Which is why I'm bringing back one of the formal shirts. I was thinking about doing the whole neck and tie thing, but I just really don't have any time, and you know, I'm just like I'm pressed for time a little bit, so I'm gonna be keeping it a little bit, formal casual, business casual, I guess you can kind of say. But anyways, welcome to the at the moment final episode of Film Student School. I say at the moment because it's kind of like my show. This show right here, Film Student School, is in the same state as, say, the Watchmen series is, where they're calling it the limited series for now, as in, like, there's only one season, but at the same time, there might be a revival, there might be a season 2, they're just not certain at this point, so, that's kind of where my show is at. Now, let's get the obvious stuff out of the way. Happy 4th. If you guys are celebrating with friends, family, I hope you're being safe. I'm hoping you're still maintaining social distancing, because I can pretty much tell you that a shit ton of people are going to get contaminated tonight. I can guarantee you that. So please get tested as soon as possible, to be quite honest. If you are at social gatherings of some kind that are just completely obliterating the rules because people's inhibitions just go out the window when alcohol is consumed and the celebratory stuff is happening. You know, I want to wish you a happy 4th, but happy Independence Day, but at the same time, like I say, first thing in the morning, if you can find yourself a testing area near you, whether it be at a hospital, at a shelter, or wherever it is that they're providing tests for COVID-19, go and do it as soon as possible, first thing tomorrow morning, because trust me, you're going to thank me. Because that's going to be able to at least avoid any future problems and issues. So that's, pro tip number 1. Pro tip number 2, like I said, happy Independence Day if you're celebrating, if you're doing things. I appreciate if you are dropping by the stream. At some point you drop by the stream today, or if you're watching this on VOD, whether it be on Twitch or as a future upload on YouTube. This is being recorded on Saturday night, July 4th, which would explain my celebrations over to anybody that's watching live, or explaining why there's all this booming and hollering going on in the background. If you can hear it very closely, you will hear fireworks just going off on a loop in the back, because my whole town, which has posted a shit ton of signs saying no illegal fireworks, decided to light up at the exact same moment. In fact, I just came back from a girlfriend's because her family was making hamburgers, and I really wanted a hamburger, and it was actually a bomb hamburger. I never had a hamburger hit the spot, and I've been craving hamburgers recently. In fact, I was thinking about taking my girlfriend to either less traditional but still very good hamburger joint like the Habit hamburger grill place, or some other place for a really good old-fashioned burger, Red Robin, something like that. I know it's not the definition of a classy burger, but just something just more than your traditional Burger King or In-N-Out or McDonald's. And I've been craving hamburgers, and so when she told me that her dad was actually going to charbroil burgers himself and be like handmade type of hamburgers, I'm like, actually, I kind of want to drop by. And I dropped by for a couple of hours, saw her family, saw her cousin, and ate 1.5 burgers. I couldn't finish the second burger because I was getting full, but it was good. It hit the spot really, really well with my Kickstarter. That's why I have enough of energy to kind of keep me going right now. I am drinking some water, though. So here's my celebration drink, water, only because I had my Kickstarter earlier, which really hit the spot with the burger. But I can't be drinking it too late because I have to go to bed early once more for work tomorrow as I work today. So that's why I needed that Kickstarter to give me the extra energy to run through this final episode, episode 10 of Film Student School, in which I will be reacting, as figured, per the occasion, because such a momentous thing to hit episode 10. 10 episodes, 10 weeks. Well, 10 weeks I did this show, There was one week I missed. I didn't do it 10 weeks straight. I think I did. I think the only week I didn't do an episode of Film Student School was actually the week that PlayStation had their event to reveal the PS5. That was the only week that I was like, okay, no Film Student School episode this week. Yeah, you guys can really. I'm pretty certain if you pay close attention to the mic, I know that this is somewhat of an isolated mic, but if I stay quiet long enough, you can hear it. You can definitely hear it. But this being the 10th episode, which is pretty cool. So 10 weeks running, but the only week I didn't do an episode was the week that PlayStation had the PS5 reveal, and that day I was like, yeah, I'm streaming tonight, but I'm not doing Film Student School. I'm reacting to the unveiling of the PS5 and all the games and all the stuff that they talked about. So that was the only week I really skipped out on. Other than that, I was doing an episode every Thursday. Every Thursday. I can't think of any other Thursday that I did it ever since, I believe, April 23rd. I still think about that first image I posted on, I think it was on my Instagram, I believe. So, yeah. Here's the thing. Those burgers that my girlfriend's dad made, awesome. But like any burger or any pizza or anything like that, thirsty as fuck right now. Again, combined with the Kickstarter, I'm like, yeah, I'm a little dehydrated. I need to get some water in me. Plus, I was talking throughout the day today at work, so naturally I'm going to be a little bit parched through today's stream. So to mark this momentous occasion, it's funny because at first I panicked because I legitimately did not know what I was going to do for this occasion. But it literally that night, a little late at night, but literally that night, it came to me. I was like, yes, this is fucking perfect. And it came to me, the idea of reacting to my own short films that I've made in film school. So right now I'm looking for them throughout my folder. I'm going to have them lined up. So I'm forming the itinerary. So it's funny because I knew I had 3 short films that I made at school, at my film school, for assignments. Did I make them all for assignments? Yeah, almost every short film that you're about to watch, I made them for school and for a grade. I knew I had 3. I thought I had 4. Turns out I have 5. One of them is gonna be a little unorthodox, so I might have to give some pretext to it, because it won't make sense just jumping right into it. I'll have to preface it with something. But I have 5 short films. I think the longest goes for about almost 6 minutes, and then the shortest goes for about 1.5 2 minutes or something like that. So we're gonna course through some of these. We'll see how long they take. So let me go into my YouTube studio. Please, for the love of God, you better fucking work. While I do this, actually, let's waste not, want not. Let me start uploading. Alright, those 2 are up. That one's up. That one's actually up already. Yeah. Oh, okay, so I only got 1 more to upload. That's nice. Oh, okay. I thought I had more to upload. I love Firefox for that reason. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, now it's working, but I just didn't get why it wasn't being recognized by Streamlabs OBS. That was weird. Now it's working. At least it should be. Yeah, it is. Okay. Still working. Alrighty, so now I'm uploading the second short film that's not on my YouTube channel. Should be. And if you couldn't already guess, yes, fireworks are going berserks right now. So let me open this up here. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, don't play it. Okay. So, oh. There we go. I think we're good to go. Let me make it a little smaller, actually, so you can see most of it. And then let me make chat just a little smaller, too. Oh, it doesn't have the restream chat. Yeah, but it's only on Twitch. It's fine. Okay. I use both. I prefer Firefox. Google Chrome. Same here. My cats hate it. I'm pretty sure a lot of animals are hating it right now. Alright, so let me transition over to the browser here. So first short film that we're going to be taking a look at is that I wrote and directed, you heard that right, is a short film called Temporal. This is one of my first short films that I made. It's not the first. We're actually going to look at the first one next after this one. But this is one of the first that I want to start out with, only because it's the one that's the most straightforward, while at the same time being the crudest as far as production value and lighting and sound and editing. Window not fully captured. Well, no, it's small. It's not. It's only capturing Google Chrome. Like, if you see the black areas right here and here, that's on purpose. I made it smaller so that you can see more of the screen over here. So it's not filling in the whole thing. That's fine. I did that on purpose. Okay, that was weird. And I'm gonna full screen it right now. It's only like that because I'm still talking about it. And actually, let me see if this works. Full screen it. How does it look? Because I can't see. Oh, actually, before I do that, let me enable desktop audio so you guys can hear. That should be good. Here, let me full screen it now. So let me see how it looks on my... God fucking damn it. Why does... Okay, there we go. Yep, that looks much better. Oh my god. That was a hassle. But yeah, we gotta go now. So let me put on my headset. We're gonna watch this first. This was made for my Directing 1 class. So this was for my Directing 1 class. Actually, no. No. Actually, no, this was not Directing 1. No, this was actually my Principles of Production class project. Principles of Production, as I mentioned in like, oh, we're coming back full circle here. This is awesome. Principles of Production was actually first one of the first classes. I guess this and then the next project we're about to watch. We're both taken, I think, within literally 2 months of each other, because they were both Principles of Production and Visual Design were the first 2 classes that you always take at the film school that I went to. And this is the project for Principles of Production. After this, we're going to watch my assignment for the Visual Design class. So it's a good thing that these are actually going to be the first 2, and then we'll work our way up from there. So that's dope. I actually did that by accident, so that's pretty cool. So, what's going on over here? Okay, because I saw my thing buffering. Article says I'm not going to be sleeping well tonight. Well, here's the thing, is that right now it's like, what time is it? 9:53. If I'm not mistaken, did I freeze? Oh, okay. I thought I froze. What the fuck? But here in my city, the fireworks become illegal, I think, after midnight. I think I saw several signs saying after midnight, you're still lighting, we're calling the cops. Yeah, neighbors have the right to call the cops, and you're gonna get fined $1,000. $1,000. So, at their own risk, which I'm hoping for. I'll give them this: as loud as they've been with the fireworks, I hardly ever hear. I think I hear like 1 or 2 after midnight, and I'm like, all right, I guess you guys are abiding. And if you guys are broke, you guys can't fucking afford to be doing this. You guys went broke buying those fireworks. You're really gonna afford to light them up and get a $1,000 fine. But anyways, yeah. So it's a good thing that we're actually starting out with this one. That's good. That's good. So Temporal is my short film. It's less than 3 minutes long. And this was the assignment that I did for my Principles of Production class. And mind you, Principles of Production is the class where you learn, again, the principles and foundations of how to shoot something, period. So setting up the camera, setting up lighting, casting, write a short scene. Like the teacher legitimately said, write a short scene that's about 3 minutes or less, 3 pages, and like literally write it right now, and that's what you're gonna shoot. He wanted to keep it as simple as possible, as arbitrary as possible, just to get a feel for how it is to shoot something at the school period. So it could be as crude as possible. Like, and he was cool because he said, if you just turn something in, you pass with an A, because the whole thing is just to learn the process. He just wanted you to turn something in. My teacher for principles of production, he was pretty cool. Had the same name as me, actually, David Lewis. Shout out to David Lewis over at Columbia College. He was a pretty dope teacher. So let's go ahead and watch. Are you guys ready? Like I said, you guys, desktop audio is enabled, so you guys should be able to hear. Please, please, please let me know in the chat if you guys cannot hear anything. Otherwise, let's get started. Oh god, this is gonna be so cringy. Wait, can I hear? Wait, hold on. Okay. Alright. Okay, I can hear now.
Where were you?
Let us have Starbucks. Thirsty.
Okay, maybe later you'll tell me what you really were doing. But right now, look at that.
Oh, you don't think?
Yeah. Come on.
Oh, hold up. You think it's still gonna be there?
I think you need to be a little more optimistic.
Yeah, it used to be. Hey, whatever you think you're doing, do it quickly.
What are you doing?
All least I can do is answer the phone.
And if that call ends up killing one of us?
And the other one can use the machine right there. Go back, save whichever one of us bit it, slap them upside the goddamn head.
Hello? Did you answer? Shit. Listen, you got about 14 seconds to get the hell out of there. Get the machine and go.
What is this?
Not important, just hurry.
You know, Young and I are...
Wait, is Gloria there?
Yeah?
What is she doing there?
Barricade the door.
Hey, Summers. Just thought I'd let you know this was a good idea.
Fine editing, fine editing.
I'm not sure that
Let's do it for that now.
This is so terrible.
was. Oh, me.
Alright. Alright. So there you have it. That was Temporal, our first short film of the night. Hold on. Before I make any comments, let me cut the fan on because I'm starting to feel the heat up in here. And I have some things in here that I don't want melted. So let me cut the fan on real fast. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Get some ventilation flow in here. Alrighty. So that was Temporal. That was my first assignment at my film school. So you saw how crude it was when it came to the lighting. The lighting was not even created. It was literally, made up on the day of shooting. Like it wasn't pre-planned, because now teachers and advisors and people in the industry often say that when it comes to like cinematography and what they call the overall process of preparation. It's always best for the director and the cinematographer and anybody else who needs to be there to go to the location like days or even weeks leading up to the actual shoot, so that they can kind of get a feel for how the lighting is gonna be and orchestrate it and set up. We obviously didn't have that luxury here. Everything had to be shot very just impromptu, just like right there. And that's pretty much what we did. What I wanted, in case Snicks, did you guys just watch that Snicks article? Did you guys watch it? What did you guys think if you watched it? Snicks said that he could hear, so he was able to hear. Lately, I've been on a game pickups binge with Metal Jesus Rocks here. I am addicted to him and Reggie just showing games that they've bought. It's awesome. I love those videos. That was good. Yeah, so, well, here's the thing, Snicks. One thing that I want to ask people when it comes to short films and things like that. Let me rewind and kind of go over some pivotal points here. So, one thing that I've learned over the course of the past few years from both watching short films or just films period, watching master classes, and then of course taking the classes at school from screenwriting teachers and producers and etc., is that sometimes your goal as especially as a screenwriter and director, is not so much whether or not somebody liked it, but if they understood it. Like, the true failure is when someone didn't understand what you were trying to do, whether it be with a script that you wrote as far as cohesiveness goes, or directing as far as making sure that it's paced well. Understandability is ultimately where you're going for. Whether or not they liked it, that's up to them. Yeah, Snicks, you just said that it was good. I'm looking back at it. What the fuck was I thinking, filling in as the guy who's kicking the door? Why is he kicking it so weakly? And of course I'm doing it because we have, this was shot at the school. The location is the school, if you couldn't already tell. But there are other classes happening, so I can't actually like kick the door that was there at the front. So I had to go like dish this with another of my peers there. Actually, I think she was the camera operator. She was the other pair of legs that were coming to get them. It was me and her, and we're like lightly kicking the door. Where was it? It was like here towards the end here. Yeah, right here. God, this is terrible. Right there. That's me, and then that's the other girl. Yeah, so there were classes going on like literally down the hall, so we couldn't, actually like full on kick it and punch in. And then of course security, eventually is always roaming around, and they see that you can't do that, even though it's a fucking film school. Anyways, did I use real guns or were they fake? They were definitely fake. We obviously definitely need to sign permits. We need to let surrounding areas know, hey, and this was years back. We're talking 5 years back, where we weren't saturated with the incidents schools would have nowadays, or did before, I guess, we shut them down with quarantine. Hey, look, solution. So it was a little easier to get permits and to get them signed off. I will admit, I'm proud of this shot, actually. This is actually one of the shots I'm proud of, is that angle on this actor's face. His name is John Bagiovanni. I met him in this class, and him and I vibed really well to where, years later, I would see him down the hall, and I'm like, dude? And he's like, dude. And we would talk. And her, too. It's kind of shocking that these two, him not so much, only because he graduated, like, 2 years ago, so I didn't really see him on campus anymore that often. Her, however, we were pretty much on the same trajectory as far as, being at the school the same amount of time. And I have her added on Facebook, so if I ever need like an actress or someone to help me out, she's at the ready, and that's awesome. Her name's Abby Soskin. I believe she's still perceiving to be an actress, so that's pretty dope. But it's this shot towards the end here. Kind of like right there. Yeah, right there. That's the shot Okay, that's the shot I was aiming for. My only nitpick, and it's funny because I would not have noticed if she didn't pick it out. She looks at the camera right here. You can see right there. This eyes creep it like I didn't even notice until finally she went. Yeah, I looked at the camera like on the last frame before it cuts to black. Boom, right there. Yeah, see, before it cuts to black. And I didn't even notice until she called it out. And ever since she called it out, I'm like, fuck, now I noticed. But I love the lighting and I love the choreography of their hands because I wanted part of their arms to cover up, have their face, and then the lighting illuminate the other, especially the side on John. Right there, this right here, that's what I was aiming for, and they nailed it. Cinematographer John Edwards, he got it down what we were going for. So in case you couldn't tell what was going on, I was trying to make like an X-Files sort of thing going on. These two are like investigators. I don't want to say detectives, paranormal detectives or anything like that, but they're just like, they're kind of, they were meant to be like a Mulder and Scully type duo, and they're investigating a the reason why it's called temporal is because this device is able to transport people towards the past, to the future. And I didn't know where I was going as far as the phone call, but it was supposed to be someone who knew that this was going down and that they needed to get out of there quickly. If you couldn't catch on, the voice on the phone is me. There you go. I tweaked it a little bit to make myself sound a little deeper, but otherwise it's me on the phone there. As far as camera movements, though, those were definitely what I was going for something kind of kinetic, especially when they come, the editing, which, of course, was edited by me. Was it edited by me? Yeah, it was edited by me. Sound was by Acacia Webster. She was the boom operator. So, yeah, you know, these camera angles to kind of make everything feel kind of dynamic.
Thought I'd let you know this was a good idea.
I especially like this shot of me going for the door. Right there, that thing right there. I was kind of going for like an Edgar Wright type of thing. So, yeah, that was the first short film. Not much more that I can really comment on except that, yeah, you know, that was something. I thought they were both teachers. Nah, I mean, just because they're older doesn't mean that they're automatically teachers. Alright, so that short film is uploaded. Nice. So, let's look up the second one here. What the fuck? There we go, I found it. Nice. Alright, found the second one. Found it. Nice. So, this is the assignment. Nope, stop playing. And I put a little preface here when I upload it to YouTube. That way people know exactly what I was getting into here. This is going to be the second short film. This is a little bit, I call it, you know, that's why I put it here in the title. Okay, so the title of this is called Anything Will Help. And it's called a short concept film. This was for my visual design class. And what this is was for my visual design class, and the teacher said that in order to understand the principles of visual design and how just something from a visual standpoint without needing dialogue and without needing movement can still tell a story. So the assignment that he said is that you need to tell a story in kind of a montage of a short film, but it has to be done in images. So no motion, it has to be done in static images, but you have to tell a story. You can include music, but the music can't have any lyrics, so it can't be an actual song. It could be like an orchestral thing. And it has to be told in images. So that's the concept of the film, which is why it's presented in the way that it is. So that's why I put this little header here saying earlier this year when it was uploaded, I made a short concept film for my visual design class in film school. The project required the use of still photographs to tell a story. In the spirit of the holidays, I thought it'd be a good idea to upload it for you guys. So this was around Christmas time. I was feeling the spirit. And so that's what I made this. Running at 3 minutes and 17 seconds. Let's go ahead and watch it. This is called Anything Will Help. No, I'm not wearing the Dovahkiin mask. It's too I don't want to ruin my hair and it's too hot. But I appreciate the redeeming of the Dark Spider-Bucks. Snake Sabers, thank you. So let's watch this. This is called Anything Will Help. Is it playing? Oh yeah, it's playing. I made this little header Please enjoy and Merry Christmas. I made this longer than it needed to be. Ugh. I worked at Popeyes, so I was able to shoot this at work. That's one of my supervisors. I asked him if he could be in it, and he was down. Sound effects were allowed. Okay. I'm liking this one. I forgot about that. In my face. He just decks it. That was Anything Will Help. So if the song sounds familiar, if the song sounds familiar, it's a piano cover of "Where's My Mind." The original song "Where's My Mind" is by the Pixies. You might have heard it from the ending of Fight Club. It's covered by Maxine Shrine. I always butcher his last name, but he's the piano player. So that was Anything Will Help, and that's what the concept was: telling a story in static images, montage together, to tell a story. Sound effects were permitted, and like I said, the music had to be orchestral with no lyrics or anything like that, because that he felt like adding lyrics in the song would add that extra layer that he didn't want people to kind of just use on extra, you know what I mean? So Snicks, thank you. I really appreciate the comments, because that means that you understood it, because I was actually getting kind of nervous. Me watching that back, there are some shots that crack me up and were the intended joke, for levity, for humor, while at the same time getting the point across. Yeah, he fired you because you gave him free food, or reprimanded. I wanted it to be kind of ambiguous as to whether or not he was reprimanded and just kind of like docked his pay, or he just got in trouble. Like, I just wanted it to be clear that he got in trouble. Not fired, but trouble. Otherwise, he wouldn't wear the hat again. There you go. Little detail there. But yeah, I gave him some extra free food. He paid for, I made it seem that, yeah, he paid for the chicken, but I threw in the free pie for free. But the manager caught wind of it, and I got in trouble for it. So that was overall the messaging there. So shout out to Mario Vasquez. He was the manager. he agreed to be in it. I asked him, and he was down to be in it. And then John Ortega, we have the same last name, but we're not related at all. He's a buddy of mine from high school. We've been friends for a good while now. He played the homeless man, and he's always down for shooting something, so that's awesome. So that was done for my visual design. Aced it, got an A. I got a good laugh out of the room when he rolls up the window and he's like, ah, like that. Like, I remember everyone in the room laughed at that. They thought it was good. So I feel proud of that. But yeah, that's pretty much what that overall thing was right there. And I'm glad that the pace, I edited it, and I really hope that I achieved the level of pacing to go along well with the music. Like, I wanted it to the images to slow down when the music slowed, and then to pick up when the music picked up. So, especially when he pushes the tray, it's like dun, dun, dun. I wanted it to get that timing just right. And watching it back, I'm pretty proud of it. I actually feel better about that than I did Temporal. Although I still feel good about Temporal because you have to go through those growing pains. Now I will say, if I had to nitpick my prior work here, it would be then that one, the Anything Will Help one. A couple of added images would have sold that he got in trouble, or specifically how he got in trouble, things like that. Hold on, I might actually have to go back and go through frame by frame here. I like the flipping of the finger there. Or actually, one image that I wish I could or something that I could have done to fit in there a little bit properly is how to indicate that the pie was free. Maybe an image of him pointing at the number 1 or the number 2, and the image would show exactly what's included. That would then show that the pie is not included. And then seeing the pie there, he's like, oh, that's not part of it. So, if I could nitpick my work, is that maybe I could have thrown in a couple of extra images in there too. Anything Will Help is your favorite so far? Yeah, mine too. Alrighty, so moving on to number 3. What's number 3? Oh, you know what? Number 3 is is actually my favorite. It's the one that I'm the most proud of. It's also is it the longest one? Okay, it's not the longest one because it has a prologue here that I shot for the YouTube channel, so I'm actually gonna have to skip ahead. Yeah, it's actually only 5 minutes long. Cool. Yeah, it has a 2-minute pro introduction by me, but that's only because I uploaded it to the YouTube channel and I had to tell people this is what this is. So I have to skip ahead here to 2 minutes. Alrighty. So let's go back to our browser here. Oh my God, you can see my OBS. So if I minimize that, goes black. Bars. All right. This one is called The Pub. Now, this is my favorite. This is the one that I actually have no problems watching from time to time of my own work. Not to sound boastful or toot my own horn here, but toot motherfucking toot. Because this is the one where I felt most accomplished by how I was able, excuse me, I just burped. I was able to utilize my time effectively when it came to managing the time, because one big thing about being a director is time management. Time management is going to be a huge thing, because you need to know when that sun is going down or when that work day is coming to a close, that you need to get the shots that matter the most and leave some shots behind you, because timing is of the essence. Time is literally money. You go over time, you have to pay actors more, you have to pay the crew more, and ultimately producers and executive producers, the ones that put the money in the furthest or the most, are going to be the ones looking at you and be like, you're costing us money. We're going to have loose lips and tell other people that you cost studios money, and they're not going to want to work with you, because ultimately this thing is a business. So time management is a huge deal, and I feel proud in being able to manage to have been able to manage the time effectively with this short film, and I'll explain why after we watch it. This one's called The Pub. This is probably the longest one we're doing so far. I think it actually might be the longest one that we're gonna watch on tonight. Clocking in at about 5.5 minutes, 5 minutes 45 seconds or so. So let's go ahead and watch it. I will have to turn up the volume because this one's very dialogue heavy. So let's go ahead and check it out. This one's called The Pub. Fun fact, actually, Struggle Nation reacted to this. Both M Dog and Struggle Soldier from Struggle Nation, they reacted to this. So if you guys want to check that out, hit me up. But they go out and search it. But Struggle Nation reacted to my short film. Not to toot my own horn, but toot motherfucking toot. Let's watch this. The Pub. I'm pretty certain you're gonna recognize this next handsome young chap.
Sorry I'm late.
Maybe I'm just early. So, how are you?
4 men. 4 men are dead. How do you suppose that happened?
Look, nobody wants to know what happened more than me, Rock. Believe me. But every source, and I mean every single one, checked out. God, I even triple checked and then checked again.
So, for a second, let's do a little bit of role playing here. Let's say you're me in this situation. What do you reckon happened?
About the job?
Not about my traumatic child, but yeah, the fucking job. What do you suppose happened?
My sources were wrong?
Maybe. Or maybe those sources are rats. Maybe cops. Or maybe it was you.
What?
I don't know. I don't see a scenario that rules you out.
Okay, the restaurant was clear. No muscle, no cameras. I even got you a getaway van in the back, for Christ's sake.
Hey, don't forget how the food chain works around your kid. You want a drink? Oh, I won't have one unless you do.
No.
It's fine. Let's wake up early in the morning. Got a contract. Dumbass got himself caught just because his kid had asthma.
Kid?
Hey, job is a job, right? You ever worked fast food?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when you were doing that job, you had a manager, right? Tell you what to do. Even though you hated doing it, you would do it, right? Because you needed the money.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, there you go.
So are you saying you hate the job?
Listen, I'm here to tell you that if it were any other way, you would not be walking out of this bar alive. But, seeing as you've been holding your end of the deal, big guys, they're gonna give you another shot.
Well, yeah, it only makes sense.
We're going back to the whole fast food thing. Whenever you didn't follow the rules or you messed up, you would get written up, right?
Yeah?
Okay, well, I had to write you up.
Listen, it was a one-time thing. I fucked up, yeah, I know that. But next time I'll make sure I do it 100% solid, on my life.
I'm counting on that. But not on your life. Your friends.
What friend?
You're not the only one that could dig some info on a guy. This buddy Joseph of yours, you guys grew up in the same neighborhood together. So it was only a matter of time before you ended up in the same shit together. You stay calm. You don't make a scene, right?
Jesus fuck!
Hey. Hey. That's strike one, by the way. So anyways, same time next week, right? got some new product coming in that they want you to push hard. You understand? Hey. Job is a job, remember? Just do it right. Here. Get yourself something to drink. I think you're gonna need it now.
All right. So, Snicks, yes, that it feels like you're in a bar. That's why it's called a pub. That's why it's called the pub, and why the set that we're in is called the pub is because it's meant to be a mock-up of a pub bar type of area, complete with the billiards table and all that stuff. It's also the reason why I wrote. It's also the reason why I was able to manage the time so effectively is because that set, a lot of people hate it for one particular reason that I'm actually going to nitpick here on my own short film. Before I do that, this special thanks to Stu Berg. Stu Berg was my Directing 1 teacher. And Directing 1 was the class that I did this project for. So it was no longer a fundamental type of assignment for a fundamental type of class, like a principal's class. This was actually Directing 1 for directors. Directing is the focus. And this was my Directing 1 project. And I wrote the script for this after choosing the location. Because again, it was around this time that I started to hear those stories of how problematic it is to check out equipment and jump through hurdles, get things signed. And because of that, I told myself I want to shoot this on campus. I don't want to go out into a location because I don't want this to be a hassle. And one day, I don't know when it was, I saw this set, which is open to students to go in there and actually not drink, but like eat and have their lunch and just chill there. But people can also shoot there. And what I really, really loved about this set is the lighting. And this is where I was able to cut out and manage my time effectively is because of said lighting. I love the lighting here so much with the billiard sign and the green light on one side of his face and then the yellow light. All we have to do is just diffuse a little bit of the coloring on the camera, the ISO, and I was like, I love the cinematography here. Fuck the lighting. Let's just set up our camera, set up our shots. This is why I have so many shots, is because I was able to skip out on the lighting. The same way that my actor for the Rock role, and by Rock, Snicks, you said Rock like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I meant Rock like Rocky. His name is Rocky, and he just calls him Rock for short. Which I guess, you know, him being his inferior, I don't think he would have called him Rock. That's a fuck up on my own part. But just like my actor skipped out on my film at the last second, and I had to jump in there. Actually, this was supposed to be for another actor. I don't even remember who it was. But they dipped at the last second, which you have to expect for short films, for films, period. And, you know, have to come in clutch. So I filled in, of course, with short films for school assignments. That's fine. Obviously, in the professional world, you're going to have some kind of contingency plan. But here, I had to jump in. This was actually meant to be a role for another actor. I had to just jump in and learn the lines as quickly as I could, even though which was relatively easy, only because I wrote them. So I over time of reciting them and such, I was able to nail them down quicker than others. But because I love the lighting so much, with the yellow lights overhead and then the green billiard sign, the neon sign here, I did not set up any lighting. No lights. This was, I guess you could say, this was all shot in natural lighting, because I did not use a single setup for lighting. So I was able to focus on camera setups, I was able to focus on takes, and I was able to focus on performances. Mainly on, you know, a little bit on my own, but I, of course, as a director, I really wanted to focus on his performance. And I'm so proud of this guy, Johnny Berchtold. Johnny Berchtold, actually, I don't think you'll recognize him, Snicks. But this guy, he went viral. This guy went viral on Twitter. I believe this past Halloween. He went viral on Twitter. He was the one that made that video where it's like when you walk in on your sister or something like that, and it went viral on Twitter. He literally landed in the millions of views on that video. Yeah, and when it's funny because I saw the video and I saw him and I'm like, why does it look familiar? And then I saw his name on the Twitter handle and I'm like, you have got to be fucking kidding me. It's him from my film school. And I was like, I know the guy. Nobody cares about me. But yeah, that's him. And I'm proud of the guy. I'm proud of the guy for going viral, but I'm even prouder that he was able to give a really, really good, believable performance as this guy who, you know, in the story of this thing is that obviously he's some kind of drug pusher. I'm his superior. I'm expecting results, and to intimidate him into doing so, I show him this picture, which is a stock picture of like prosthetics. Like even the photo itself is not real. It was one that I found on Google, but like the search result was, oh, body part prosthetics, and that's what I found, and that's what I loaded up on my phone and showed to him. But that's the explanation as to why I'm so proud of this video, why I love the lighting. It is because of how well we got the lighting in advance that I was able to get so many shots. If you play back and watch this, obviously David Fincher was also a huge inspiration for the short film because he does a lot of takes, he does a lot of setups. There's certain scenes from his films that if you watch, there's almost not one repetitive shot. There's almost always a new shot every time that it cuts. So you have this shot, you have the close-ups of his hands, of our hands with the phones, you know, interchanging and whatnot. You have this wide shot from this angle. You have this medium close. You have this medium close. You have this over the shoulder. You have this two shot. You have the over the shoulder on me. You have the side profile on me. You have the side profile on him. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Oh, it was just on it. Side profile on him. That's why I have so many shots. You might even say that I got a little too lax with the shots, but yeah, I'm just so proud of the lighting that I was like, yep, fuck the lighting. We already got it here. Let's focus on takes. Let's focus on direction. Let's focus on performance and really punch in. And then this shot right here, I wanted to get kind of like right underneath him in his face like that for that reaction shot, and I think we got it. So now, of course, perhaps I was a little too reliant on my shots that maybe I should have focused on something that's very integral to short films. It's actually one of the things that can really turn off some audiences, especially in the festival circuit. Sound. If you couldn't already tell, that's one thing that I did cringe at while watching this, is that as proud as I am on the visuals and the performance and direction and camera work, I really, really wish I would have polished up the audio a little bit better, because there's some times where you can hear the obvious ADR, mainly on my lines. The acoustics and just the atmosphere of the sound changes sometimes from take to take. You can kind of hear the microphone almost like switching position, and I always hated that in some of my short films, some of my assignments. So I wish I could have polished that up a little bit better, and that's a big cardinal sin, because sometimes your visuals could be on point, but if your audio shit, that can turn off an audience like that and label you officially as a film student and not just genuinely as a general filmmaker. So just one thing to keep in mind if anybody watching this right now is definitely, you know, seriously considering this whole endeavor. Alrighty, so let's move on to the next one. See if I can pull it up here. Gotcha. Wait, how can I watch it? Oh, here we go. Alright, got this next one. Shush. Alright, cool. Actually, no. Can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that because we haven't switched picture here. There we go. So this next one is called Petty Case. This was shot in the similar vein as the first one. Well, not the first one. This was for my... Well, it wasn't directing 2. Oh, no. No, it wasn't directing 2. I'm trying to remember what... I think it was Director Prepares. It wasn't directing 2. The directing 2 project we're going to watch next. This is the second to last one. But this is called Petty Case. Just like the Anything Will Help short film, I shot this outside of my work. Not in my work, but outside of my work. And I wrote it with the intention to keep things manageable with time and things. And you'll see why exactly. But this next one is called Petty Case. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. And then we'll comment after this.
See that dumpster over there by the wing place? It kind of reminds me of the other day when I was watching these crows jump down from the telephone wire. And they were just swooping down and picking up trash right off the dumpster. But they never flew.
They what?
Yeah,
They never flew.
yeah. They glided. They just like
They
jumped
glided.
off the top wire and scooped up trash right off the top of the dumpster. Without
And-
flapping their wings.
And you find that incredibly fascinating.
Point is, they used every opportunity to their advantage to not flap their wings. It was a windy day, so all they needed to do was jump off, swoop, and swoosh.
I'm calling it in.
They're opportunists.
Who?
The crows.
Man, forget about the crows, please.
We need to take every opportunity, because then that's all we're going to be is the guys that just call it in, call it in, call it in.
Opportunities? Jesus, Matt. They gave us this petty thief. You want better cases, you want something high profile, man, you're looking in the wrong place. And you are with the wrong partner.
Oh, don't be so modest now.
If we were to have better cases, what would have happened by now?
You blame yourself?
I blame what happened between her and I.
Why are you still worried about her? Aren't you seeing Darcy this weekend?
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
that's all you need to be focused on right now.
Yeah.
Alright, listen. Call it in if you want to. But before we leave, I'm gonna go inside and get a snack. You want anything?
What if he walks in?
Oh, now you think he's gonna walk in?
Just hurry back.
Alright, but do you want something?
No, I'm good.
The way he's delivered that. Nah, I'm good. Focus pull. From director Christopher Nolan. Production value. Those are real cars and real Pete extras walking across there. So this one, yeah, this one I know for a fact I could have done perhaps a tiny bit better. So, thank you, Snicks. I'm feeling pretty good right here, knowing that you're catching on. Yes, they sound like officers. They are meant to be police officers or police, detective-ish kind of. They're on a stakeout. So you notice, they gave us this petty thief. That's what's called petty case. It's because they were given a case just to look out for this thief that's going around, robbing places at gunpoint, etc., etc. And that's why they're in front of this place. Fun fact, I worked at the Wingstop. That's right there. So you have Del Taco, Jersey Mike Subs, Flame Broiler, and then right next to Flame Broiler is the Wingstop that I worked at. So we shot across the way from there. Wesley, the guy with the long hair and the beard, I cast him about a week or two before shooting. I couldn't find someone to play. To be honest, I'm still confused. Were you confused about the story? Eek. Oh, okay. Well, at least you got who they were. They were, in fact, officers. But the main gist is that they're looking out for that thief. Him, on the other hand, the guy was talking about being opportunists, whereas the other guy is just being kind of a pushover when it comes to a lot of things in his life, especially his wife leaving him, which is why he rubs his finger. It says between her and I, and he rubs his finger because there used to be a wedding ring there. That's what I was trying to evoke. But even watching it back, I do admit maybe I might have laid it on a little thick, or I didn't lay it on thick enough, and that's probably why I didn't get it. So again, not my proudest work. It was shot a little bit more crudely because obviously I didn't have the lighting provided from work. I was at least I'm proudful of the setups for the camera, but the lighting, I will admit, I think maybe if I had a better camera, because what's interesting is that the camera I'm using here is the same camera I used to shoot my reviews when I did. For the unboxing video that I recently did for Last of Us, for the gaming chair review that I did recently on the YouTube channel, it's the same camera. But it's because of the lighting conditions that even when I cranked the ISO up on that motherfucker, it still gave me a lot of noise, and it wasn't like a full frame camera or anything like that. So that's why the lighting could have been better executed, maybe being shot during the day, but during nighttime is where I can control a little bit of this environment a little better than I could have prior. So why did he leave the car? Did he find the thief or what? Yeah, you didn't see the guy go in with the hoodie? You didn't see this, this really handsome devil walk in with his hoodie here, with a nice strut, very convincingly, very, immersed in the role. It's me. Yeah, that's why. Once again, I feel like I've cameoed in all of these so far. Obviously, you gotta work with what you got, and I'll be using my body here. But that's in fact me. This was a very tough shot, actually, because I believe when I shot this, another reason why I wrote for this character to go and get a snack and disappear for the back half is because this actor once again came in clutch because I couldn't find if I haven't his teammate. I couldn't find an actor, and I was running out of time. And finally, he recommended him because he's like, oh yeah, he wants to act in some things. So he came in. I met him the night of shooting this thing, so it was very last second. But he did pretty well for the role. But he was under time constraints that he had somewhere to be. So that's why at the last second we're like, yeah, if you want, you can go ahead and go. So this shot was kind of tough-ish because the only person to tell me that the shot was good was him. Because I shot him right there in the car and then leaving the car. It's me in the car, panning the camera. And then when we get to the static shots of me walking in, he's back in the car looking at this, making sure I'm in frame while I'm all the way over here. The camera's super zoomed in on a telephoto lens, and that's how we got this shot of me walking in. Very voyeuristic, if you will. What happened? Did his teammate die? No, he went to go get a snack. Yeah, he went to go in the snack. He goes in to try to stop the thief, and then I ended it. I wrote it and shot it to be ambiguous. So you see the gun kind of go off here. the guns go off here, in an exchanging of guns, so to speak. So he walks in, and you see the flashes there, and the gunshots, and people, the muffled yelling. Supposed to implicate that he walked in, thief recognized him as one of the cops after him, or he's like, hands up or whatever, and they unloaded on each other. But then I cut off and I leave it ambiguous. That was pretty much the intention. Whereas his teammate, who went to go get a snack, who knows? Maybe you'll have to stick around for the sequel to find that out. But that's pretty much what I aimed at. So yeah, written, edited, and directed by me, of course. What you guys used as the flashes? The flashes actually post-production work. I actually not photoshopped, but like I made a rectangular shape cut to the windows of this. I brought down the opacity super low. I added a little fade effect to the edges, and I just had it flash a little bit. That's just a layer. So that was actually post-production. That was not shot on there. Obviously, because it's a public place and it's Del Taco. It's open late and there's people in there. I can't flash something in there. But yeah, post-production work. And I'm like, not to toot my own horn, but toot motherfucking toot. Because it came out actually not too bad. So yeah, that was, oh, god damn it. So that was Petty Case. Admittedly, like I said, it's not my crowning achievement, but I worked with what I got, and I was like, you know what? Not too bad. So that leads us to our last short film here. That brings us to our last one. Stop playing. There we go. I don't know why it started playing. Alright, especially since we're running out of time here. This is actually ending up being the longest episode. We're closing in on 2 hours. To be honest, for YouTube, I might actually trim this down, so this might end up being a little shorter for you guys. So, awesome. Alright, let's do this. Final short film. And this one's called I'll Be Right, Let Me Get a Snack, Never Return. Oh, yeah. Let me get a snack. Didn't do his job. Okay, so this one is called Ambush. This is the latest short film that I did for my Directing 2 class. This one I actually did do for Directing 2 for sure. I can't remember which class I did Petty Case for, to be honest. I completely forgot. I have no idea. But this one, Ambush, I did for my Directing 2 class. This one I'm not so proud of. I respect myself for trying to be ambitious with it, but I do have some self-esteem issues when it comes to this short film, but let's watch it and then I'll fill my opinions in. So here we go, Snicks. Last short film, Ambush.
Whoa, what's up? What's happening? Shit.
Are you serious?
What?
Turn it off.
Okay.
What'd you do?
What did I do? What did you do? I mean, you're the one that wanted to tag along, you know that, right?
Remember? You love me.
Yeah, unfortunately. Shit, well, it's the water. Okay, I gotta refill her somehow.
There are bottles in the back.
Yeah, way ahead of you.
The moon's out. You can actually see the entire thing out here.
You know what they say, when the moon is out, all the freaky stuff comes out.
All the freaky stuff.
But I guess that's why you're here.
Freaky dicky.
Oh, shut up. Go on, hurry.
Alright, I'm going.
Darius. There better be aliens in this. Actually, keep watching. Keep watching. Actually.
And close the cap fully this time?
Terrible ass focus pull. Way too late.
Got it. I got it. All done.
Tim!
What?
Get in! Get in now! Just get in! Hurry! Oh my god.
What are you screaming?
Oh, oh my god!
Shit! Shit!
Get
shit.
in!
What the fuck is that?
Shut it!
What the fuck was that? Shit! God damn it! Fuck! Shit.
Is it bad?
It's bad. It's fucking bleeding. Lock your door. Is it locked? Is it locked?
Yes.
Here, lock your door. Lock your door.
Oh my
Lock your
god,
door.
it got you!
Yeah, I know. It got me.
Let me get you something for it.
Oh, shit.
What are we gonna do?
The engine's fixed. The engine's fixed.
Guys,
Let's just
can
get
you
the fuck-
drive?
Get the fuck out of here. I mean, what is this, 20 questions? Let's
Oh
just
my
go.
God.
Come on, we can do this.
I'll drive.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, we're gonna do this. You're gonna get out and then...
No, I'm gonna hurt you.
Okay. On throw 3. All right.
Stupid
3,
focus.
2,
Lighting was so weird on
1. Go, 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 go. Ah, shit! Fuck. Get in, get in, get in, get in.
Oh my god, what is that?
It's probably a coyote or something. It's a coyote.
Oh, it's not a coyote.
I know it wasn't a coyote. I'm just trying to think about it right now.
Fuck it.
Just go, just go.
Tim!
Oh man. Oh man. So that was ambush. That was ambush. Darius thought its werewolf was in it. The GF's gonna get kidnapped by Barney, and the GF is bossy bitch. No, she wasn't. She was being a girlfriend. Snakes, trust me, the time will come. The time will come. 2016 clone. Jesus, you guys hear that? You guys hear that? God damn. So that was ambush. And this one's tricky because I'm gonna be honest, that wasn't very good, bruv. Yeah, I know. The execution was not 100% there. I know that. Because I was perhaps trying to be too ambitious, but I'll let you. Here's the thing. So here, my original concept was that this couple was gonna get stranded on the side of a road, and they were gonna get attacked by a creature like chupacabra type of looking thing. And my concept, because I don't know, maybe I just wanted to throw in experiments, shit, you know what I mean? I wanted to be shot in a one-take style, in a way where it makes it look like a one-take. There are invisible cuts in there, but I wanted it to look like one take. Here's the problem. And one thing that I really respected out of the process of making this short film is the casting. Those two actors were really, really good as far as like performance-wise, at least from my point of view. I don't know about you guys, but from my point of view, they're really, really good. And one thing that I really appreciated is that they were fully cast in the sense that the teacher actually made us go through the casting process. So those two actors there, they do not go to my school. One of them, I don't think even goes to a school. I think he just does, acting roles. And he was on a website called Backstage, which is a legitimate website to cast actors for short films, commercials, etc. You post up a resume, you post up a body of work, all that. So those two actors actually went through the process of proper casting. It wasn't just like, hey, you want to be in it? No, it wasn't that. We did an audition, we recorded it, we did a callback, we recorded that, we talked about, motivations and what we're kind of going for, the actual courtesies of what it's like to cast an actor and the relationship between the director and the actor. We went through all of that stuff. And Snick Service, I gotta be honest, it's an acting Craigslist actually. It is, your joke, but it's actually kind of a, did you test different pairings? Yes. I thought I was gonna have to do it, like I anticipated it, and the directing teacher himself even said, yes, for sure, when you have your line of actors, do one in singles, individuals, and then when you, obviously, since you're gonna have two actors, mix and match. And these were the two that I felt worked the best. Wow, that was fucking weird. But I tested him with a different actress, her with a different actor a couple of times, and I landed on the two of them. So yeah, we did do different pairings. I thought the car had a great understated performance. Yeah, and I, one thing that I was proud of myself is the sound. The bumping that you hear around the car. It was the first time me experimenting with my editing software where I was able to throw the sound from one speaker here to the other, because I really wanted it to feel kind of encroached with the creature outside. The autofocus needed work, yes. Okay, so I honestly, all of the visual issues with how dark it looked and how the focus was terrible, like I have to admit that my focus pulling was terrible, because I don't know what was going on with my camera. That should tell you right now, I royally fucked up with this short film. I don't even want to play it back, to be honest. I don't want to watch this again. So let's just transition back over here to webcam only here. All right. I royally fucked up with this short film. And I fucked up with it in the vein that I procrastinated way too hard. Not just in the short term fashion with like just this project, but also in directing 2. They made it clear that not only are you going to go through the casting process in the most thorough way possible without, the callbacks and shooting the auditions and pairings and whatnot, like Darius covered, but also your location scouting and renting equipment and all that stuff, you're going to have to go and do on your own. You're going to have to go and get your own sound person. You're going to have to go out there and get your own editor, your own this, your own that. And I've been introverted so long, all these years, that I spent literally about 2 to 3 weeks prior to having to get the shooting done, trying to reach as many people to fill in those positions as possible, from production designer to line producer to just a regular producer, to provide the props that we would need, the blood, etc., etc. You saw right there, producer Stacy Contreras. That's my girlfriend. I did not have anyone. I had no help. I shot this by myself with my girlfriend in a fucking soundstage. This was meant to be shot on location on an actual side of the road, and I could not find clearance for the location to shoot. That I went back to my old trappings of, well, I'll do it on the school, and the reason why this whole short is so dark is because I had to lower the contrast and the brightness of the image so that it wasn't so obvious that it was in the fucking soundstage, because the raw the raw footage of this, if I were to play it back to you, you can see that I'm in the soundstage, that we were in the soundstage. The car is in the soundstage. I had to drive it in through a wide enough door that was able to be, rolled up, but we were in the soundstage. And even then, I think you can still see it. I think if you go back and watch that, well, no, if we go back and play it, fine. We'll do it this one time. Right there, you can kind of see a little bit by the rear view window. You can kind of see a little bit of the padding on the wall.
There are bottles in the back.
Now I'm gonna have nightmares, David. Thanks. Oh, come on. You're really gonna have nightmares from visual effects I downloaded from YouTube that are green screened out That's what the creature was. The creature was a 3D model that was royalty free on YouTube. It was like a zombie type of creature, but it was very skeleton-y, very Wendigo like, and I'm like, I like that. And it's a royalty free effect that was put in front of a green screen, so all you have to do is just green screen it out, and that's pretty much what I did. Lowered the opacity on it, blended it into the image, and boom, there you go, creature. So I was thankful that I was able to find a creature on the internet that way to provide the effects. But and I did with what I could as far as the editing to make it look like one take. But the reason why it felt so bare bones and so low tier compared to even the other short films that I showed tonight is because of the theme, I guess you could say, for why I started the show in the first place, is to ultimately get the message across. Do not, as introverted as one can be, the relations and the connections and the networking you make in film school is ultimately why you're paying to go there, is because of those connections that you can make, the connections that I didn't make. And ultimately, it was with this short film that I discovered how much I fucked up by not talking to people, by not building those relations, by not knowing immediately someone that I can call up, or a group of someone's that I can call up or hit up on Facebook and be like, hey, I have this project. Can you be my DP? Sure thing. I had no one. Sound, no one. There was nothing. I used my own camera. I used the boom mic that they provided for me, but I was the one that had to like stiff it up in the middle of the car to get sound inside there, which is why when he gets out on the hood, he sounds out there. Now, granted, that was actually more on purpose because I wanted to make sure that the most sound that we hear is from inside the car, not outside, because I want them to feel like they were encroached and trapped inside. So that was probably kind of intentional, but other than that, yeah, that was my own fault. My own girlfriend was my producer, only because I just needed the extra hands. Not to make it sound like I used her, but I used her as secondary hands because I had no one. I had no one to call upon. And the actors, as great as they were, they made it clear. They were the icing on the cake to let it be known that I fucked up, because they wanted this. They wanted a copy of this for their reel. I sent it to them, and I never got a response. Didn't get a response. I asked them, what did you think? And they never messaged me back. And, I really fucked up with this one. But there's no room to go but up. There's no room to go. Surely it's not that hard with the internet and being in LA, or is it more about the quality of people rather than bodies? Yeah, it's the quality of people. Like, again, that's what I was starting to change with at school. I was starting to network with people. I was starting to talk more. And then COVID hit and the campus shut down. So I was like, fuck. And who knows how that's going to play out going forward. But yeah, I was so introverted and didn't talk to anyone that ultimately, when I needed those people, the quality and the quantity of people, they were not there. And here's the thing is that, Darius, I don't know if you know, but I don't live in LA. I would go to LA for school, but I live near Victorville, which is about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes away. So, we're talking hotel stays to get something shot over the course of days. And that, combined with my work that requires me to be at work 5 days a week, it's not happening. It's not feasible. Compared to the one we had a chat as a dealer or whatever with another guy, it wasn't very good. So that's a nice sign of progress. Yeah, but the other one I shot first. This was the latest one I shot. So I'm going the opposite way. But again, I know where I fucked up, and that's the conversations I need to have, and the conversations that this is the cautionary tale. This is the reason why I made this show, is to kind of serve as like a little bit of a cautionary tale to to a bruv moment. Should make that an emote. Bruv moment. This whole show stemmed from the seed that was the cautionary tale of why I wanted to tell people ahead of time what to look into when going to film school, which is to make sure that you build those connections, build that network, because now learning how to shoot something, learning how to edit, all that stuff, totally found on the internet. But it's those relations with those people and those relationships and those connections and that network that you build that is something that cannot be replicated by the internet and can be found at film school. And that's ultimately what you pay for. That is ultimately what you pay for. With that said, it's time to bring it to a close. This is easily the longest episode of Film Student School that I've done, clocking in here at 2 hours. We did have a couple of technical hiccups there at the beginning because I couldn't get the damn short films to properly be shown here with Streamlabs OBS. It was acting kind of weird. Oh, and Snicks, you came in kind of late. I said this at the beginning of the stream, but I unfortunately forgot to. Once again, another technical hiccup. I didn't turn on Streamlabs chatbot. I forgot, and I wanted to, but unfortunately, it for some reason it needs me to log back into my Twitch streamer account, and if I do that, it's gonna disconnect me from the stream, so it's too late. So chatbot is off, so commands are not gonna work. Darius Dawn, always interesting, bruv. Are you finishing Last of Us Part 2 soon? Excuse me, I don't know about soon, but my goal right now is hopefully by Friday. This coming Friday. I'm going to be streaming it this Monday, so a couple days. I'm going to be streaming it for about 3 hours. I'm about 18 hours in. I feel thoroughly that I'm in the third act, but who knows. But I'm about 18 hours in, so if I play 3 hours Monday, that'll put me in about 21 hours. I want to play a couple hours either Thursday or Tuesday, one of those two. So that should put me at about 23, 24 hours, which means that another 3 or 4 hours Friday, it's a safe bet that I'm going to beat it. Because a lot of people are reporting that it takes them about... there's a reasonably long epilogue, by the way. Oh, shit. Are we talking Red Dead 2 long? Or... In that case, I think I might have to play both Tuesday and Thursday. I might have to play it Tuesday and Thursday, not Tuesday or Thursday. And I think I might have to play it Tuesday and Thursday. Red Dead too long? Fuck. That's probably why I feel like I'm entering the third act, even though I'm 18 hours in. All right, no more than that though. About 2 hours. Oh no, Darius. About 2 hours? That's not long. It's lengthy. Red Dead 2's epilogue was like 5 or 6 hours long. That's almost a small game there. Red Dead 2's epilogue was about 5 or 6, maybe even 7 hours long. 2 hours, that's manageable. That's not 2. Red Dead 2 wasn't it. Oh, okay. No, yeah, Red Dead 2's epilogue. Build a house, work on a farm, and a building and a building. No, yeah, Red Dead 2's epilogue is like 5 or 6 hours long. That was lengthy. But 2 hours for an epilogue, that's kind of long, but it's not like that. That's just one playthrough. Red Dead 2's epilogue took me 2 or 3 playthroughs to get through. I was like, damn. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see if IGN gave it a 10 out of 10. We'll see if I gave it a 10 out of 10. We'll find out. So, yeah, we'll be doing that. So next stream for sure, Monday afternoon, so around 1 in the afternoon Pacific Standard Time, 4 o'clock in the Eastern Seaboard for some of you Easterners. For more Last of Us Part 2, we'll be playing another 3-hour chunk, and then considering that there's going to be an epilogue, I guess I'm going to be playing a couple more hours after I get off work Tuesday evening, and maybe another quick playthrough Thursday evening, and then Friday on my day off. Hopefully, Hey, Darius, no spoilers, all right? No spoilers. Careful with the spoilers. Because just in case, I'm not gonna answer that question. But yeah. Now, Darius, are you referring to The Searchers? It's not a spoiler. Are you referring to the John Wayne movie? Okay. Oh, you are. Have you seen The Searchers? All right. I thought you were talking about Last of Us still. No. The old Western. Actually, I have. I saw it in school. I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. I appreciated it. The Searchers. Yeah. John Wayne movie. Yeah. Actually, I have seen it. It definitely feels. How can I put this? It feels antiquated, but in a good way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to put it, but yeah, it feels antiquated, but in a good way. Where I'm like, yeah, this is an important film. As far as like me liking it, I liked it quite a bit, but I didn't love it. I do feel it's a tad long. I don't know why. Although I don't think it's even that long. I think it's just about 2 hours or 2 hours and 10 minutes, something like that. But I don't know. But yeah, I remember liking it. Yeah. It's been a couple years, though. Alright, but Snick Sabers, Darius, that's it for this stream. Is the script antiquated? No, I mean, just like in terms of being that old-fashioned Western sort of thing. Again, I can't really describe it right now because my mind is starting to run on fumes. But you know, I hope that you get what I'm trying to say. But anyways, I'm gonna close out with this. Snick Sabers, Darius Stone, and everybody else who has tuned in to one of these episodes, especially Snicks, because you've been here almost every single one. Who tuned in to an episode of Film Student School. Thank you guys for dropping on by. This was ultimately a passion project of mine, and we made it all the way to 10 episodes. I'm hoping to do another 10 in the future, a season 2, if you will, but I think I'm gonna, need this break in order to come up with worthwhile topics for a second season of Film Student School, and to also start taking some of this time and put it towards definitely more gaming, but also more script writing, more soul searching as far as filmmaking goes, with reading material that I need to do, and more movies to watch, more important films to watch that I have in my 4K collection, more TV shows. Again, like I mentioned before, I picked up The Sopranos, the complete show, on Blu-ray because it was on sale. It was a really good sale. This is one of the best shows of all time, as dictated by a lot of people. Mine is the crappy ending that everybody talks about, but still an important show, and I definitely want to give it a watch, as well as various others. And so I have a lot to get through as far as studying is involved, but also, like I said, I want to get started on writing some actual scripts, some treatments, etc., etc. So that's what I'm going to be devoting my time to. But thank you to everybody who tuned in to an episode of Film Student School. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And hopefully another 10 will be coming in the near future. I do have another show that I might bring to the table to fill in the void that Film Student School leaves behind, but still in its conceptual type of phases. So we shall see. Amazon Prime watch-alongs, bro. Yeah, Amazon Prime. Hey, who knows? Twitch parties? Twitch watch parties. Maybe. Amazon Prime. I do have Amazon Prime, so we might do that. That's a good idea. I've been tossing that along for a good while, so who knows, Darius. I'll keep that in check. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you all have a great 4th of July, if you're celebrating, because I understand if you don't. For all of you, people who live in the U.S. and are celebrating 4th of July, happy 4th who are watching this live. Otherwise, see you on the next upload, whether it be here on Twitch or later on YouTube. Take care. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay humble. Peace, guys.